Hi everybody, and welcome to Goth Tarot. This is me, Oberon, and I'm one half of TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings. Today is Wednesday, and so it's Goth Tarot Day, my weekly collective look into the shadow issues or shadow sides of life. Plus, I give a little bit of shadow work affirmation to do at the end, courtesy of the Earth and Bone Oracle, which I just love using. So we're going to get started with that right away. And the reading is composed of 7 basic cards that comprise what I call the Mystic Triangle reading that I derive this from. And I'm using a little stage here to set up. But the Jewish star is probably the best representation of the Mystic Triangle, the Mystic 7, with 6 points, like the Star of David, and then the center point, the 7th card, as that Mystic 7. So I'm using the Santa Muerte Tarot for the first pyramid, the ascending one. And I like using the Santa Muerte Tarot for this reading, the Goth Tarot, because I do think it just kind of gives that kind of edge that we're looking for. Banshee and I are both big believers in the idea of being inspired by the artwork of tarot. So it's not really a surprise that we have collected so many decks and that we find so many uses for them. So the first card on the pyramid, or the triangle, is the Dark Design. And the dark design represents the focus at this time, or the overall environment or key points. And it's the High Priestess reversed. And so the general feeling right now is we're unconnected with our intuitive issues or sides. We're sort of not feeling that sense of intuition around us, or feeling like we have access to any kind of hidden or spiritual wisdom. So this may just be this time in general, or perhaps it portends something else. So the next position on the triangle is the dark drama. What are the influences of others? And it's the Page of Wands, reversed. Page of Wands reversed. So there may be somebody in particular who I feel always has bad news. This could be yourself, but since the position involves others, I'd say your relationship with this person sort of spurs them to feel like they can vent or dump on you gossip or bad news about people. And so they're always poisoning a certain kind of sense of the well that is there. They're not really community or enterprise building, and they just create drama. And maybe they are partially to blame for why you're feeling disconnected from your intuition, because they're just kind of filling your mind with, really, bad stuff. So then our third position on the triangle is the Dark Destiny, and it rather portends to how we feel things may go forward. It's sort of like the look at how things are most likely going to go forward. It's the King of Swords reversed, and King of Swords reversed, well, we may be ill-informed by, this gossipy person and making some bad decisions. We may find that there are choices that, because we feel cut off from our natural intuitiveness, we're not really feeling we can make, the really correct decisions here. And so it sort of foretells, like a bad time. We would be better off trying not to have to make certain important decisions. So let's move to the next pyramid then. The descending triangle that starts here and goes up this way. And the descending triangle starts with a card from the Goth Tarot. And the Goth Tarot is another low scarabeo that I love using. The Goth Tarot in this position gives us our dark shadows. What is it that is haunting us? What are the feelings, impressions, the possible extra-natural spiritual forces that could be haunting us, either metaphorically or literally? What is keeping us from being braver? What is keeping us in our own dark? The dark shadows. I hate so many reverse cards, but I feel compelled to draw them. So I have the Knight again, the Knight of Wands this time, and it's reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. What haunts us? Well, knights are comings or goings of matters usually. They're not always people necessarily, as well as the king or the page. They could be qualities about ourselves. But in this position, what is haunting us perhaps is that we feel supremely unconfident about how we are proceeding forward, maybe towards that destiny. Maybe we're scared of those decisions we have to make. Maybe we're fearful of the gossip we're hearing about us or other matters. Maybe it's because we are so cut off from our intuition for some reason. We don't feel brave enough. We don't feel we have courage to challenge certain situations. And so we're haunted perhaps by a sense of our own cowardness or fear in this situation. So now, with all of this, what is the reality that we may have to accept as we look at this? What is the dark truth of all of this? And I use the Night Sun Tarot to give us that possible idea or answer there. And the Night Sun Tarot is drawn by the same artist as the Los Scarabeo Santa Muerte Tarot. It's also another Los Scarabeo. You can see I like these cards a lot. So influx of them for nearly 20 years, or about 20 years. They're beautiful cards. So the Night Sun Tarot I use to show us the dark truth, to show us the reality that really is there, whether or not we can see it. But of course, we may have to accept it. It's a good one, I think. The dark truth that we must accept, the reality we must accept, it's the star. And the star says we must accept that there is a better destiny. We have to work towards it. We can't let it just happen to us. It may, but it's not really that likely. We have to keep our hope alive. We have to keep working towards destiny, because this is the reality, that the moral arc of the universe always bends towards justice, even if only a little bit at a time, perhaps. All right, but in all of this, we may have to watch for a dark twist, something unexpected that also represents a sense of destiny. By the pulling of this card, I don't mean to indicate that it will absolutely happen. I used the Black Tarot. This is not a Lo Scarabeo, in case you're wondering, but it is very black, very dark. And I love it. I think it's a good counter to a reading like this that has the Ghost Tarot in it. I just think it's talking more about some dark truths. I should say dark twists. It's the upright Ten of Wands. It's hard to see that image, but the upright Ten of Wands. So the dark twist could very well be that there's a special task or burden coming to you, something that you won't be able to get out of, that may be something you're obliged to handle. I mean, as a twist or a sense of a burden, it could mean a couple things, but you're obliged to take on a task or a burden that you probably really did not expect. It's a twist because it may interfere with your ability to deal with the other matters that are being represented here with the cards. I almost feel like maybe it's associated with the gossipy person. I'm not sure why. It may be a denouement of the decision you have to make because of that King of Swords over there. So it's very interesting. But okay, now we're going to go ahead and use the final deck for the final card, the center of the pyramid, the two interlaced pyramids, and I use the Crow's Magic Tarot, the fine Crow's Magic Tarot. And this deck has a wonderful history with me. It was actually my Coven deck. It was a special deck that we mostly just used for our own readings. Naturally, it stuck with me since when we had to disband the Coven, most of the materials that we had supplied or others had supplied just went back to their own owners. So, at any rate, that was the Circle of Wondrous Stories. So what is the Dark Gift? That is our seventh card here. The Dark Gift. What is that insight or magic or thing that you possess that maybe no one else does, or at least in this manner? What is the dark gift that could help you through the situation overall? Two of Swords. reversed. That's a better view of it. So I'm just going to put you there, little Two of Swords. We'll tilt you that way a little bit. I think the dark gift is saying, address what I said about, possible cowardice. Two of Swords is saying, move into that direction, move away from sort of holding on to caution and maybe the sense of not really knowing enough to really make an adequate move. This situation would seem to demand that you do come up with a move here. Let's see if I can get you in there. Well, it doesn't adequately display that, but like I said, though, the dark gift is finding a way to remove that barrier, those things that are hiding you from some reality. You have to pick up the burden. It's coming to you anyways, but rest assured, so is destiny. We're going to do our shadow work now. And as I mentioned earlier, that comes from using the Earth and Bone Tarot. It's actually an oracle, the Earth and Bone Oracle. Excuse me, just getting a little excited here. I love this deck a lot, though. So, the Earth and Bone Oracle was produced by Syrian Shadow. It's a nice deck. It's 40-some cards. I call them shadow work. I think they're a wonderful complement for this reading because of the Santa Muerte Tarot. I just think it fits perfectly. Well, as perfectly as it can. And I'm just going to draw it randomly rather than any cuts. I'm just compelled to do it that way. Oh. Uncover. Uncover. Nostalgia, sentimentality, memory. Let's pop you up a little bit there. Number 16. Nostalgia, sentimentality, memory. Let go of forcing it. Get in touch with what you enjoyed as a child. Try making a list and start having fun. Do not worry or think of any fears. Do not block yourself by having doubts. Do for the sheer enjoyment of doing. You can literally be successful at anything. The choice is yours to do what you love. Guidance and help from spirits in the universe are always on your side. You're the only one standing in your way. Keep it secret and don't worry. You are always guided and loved. Spirit guides are telling you that they want to see you smile and laugh and play. Practice being happy. Like attracts like. Don't pay attention to the collective or popular beliefs. You have to listen to yourself and start believing in yourself. Silence the noise and do what brings you joy. Life is too short to care about the opinions of others. Do whatever makes you feel good as long as you aren't hurting others. I think that's beautiful. So now the affirmation. I release all old habits and beliefs that have held me back. I know what is meant for me will find me. And I like this. I don't know that it exactly draws from the gift. The gift is sort of saying, move from your position of non-involvement. So I think that sort of coincides. Ultimately, destiny is favorable towards us here. That's what we see. And that even though there's a momentary lapse of intuition, it may be that we are still guided by spirits who just say, enjoy this moment, enjoy this time. If the dark twist of burdens present themselves, you still have their guidance. I think that's wonderful for Goth Tarot. So I want to thank everybody again for coming today, and we will see you soon again next time. Bye now.